I took my youngest child, my 4-year-old daughter, to the dentist today with full expectation that we would get fillings accomplished. We were successful 2 weeks ago, and I had no reason to think that we wouldn't be today. And unfortunately, we weren't. And in the midst of all of it, I had to actually decide what was more important. And the real pivot, the real shift happened when I slowed down enough to consider what was at stake. And what came to mind was, is money really worth forcing her to do something that will have greater impacts throughout the rest of her life? Because she'll be going to the dentist for the rest of her life. And the answer was unequivocally no, right? I mean, my mind was racing on all kinds of different things, but all of those things were based on my previous experiences. And so I have an opportunity to change that for her, to allow her to prioritize, hey, this doesn't feel right and I don't like this. And my mom isn't going to force me. But then I also realized on the other side of the negotiation, because I had offered bribery, Barbies, how damaging bribery was on the other side, because I did have to say no to her, that, we didn't come and accomplish what we had said we were going to do. And that was going to be the reward. So this whole like reward system thing also came into view of like how damaging it can be, because while yes, she could have done it and then gotten the Barbies as she did 2 weeks ago, now I had to deal with the fallout of saying no and holding on to that no. And she cried for, a 30-minute ride back home. And that sucked and it was hard and, definitely tugged at my own nervous system. But ultimately, she came back to, okay, mommy, I want to try again because she realized I was serious. And I was like, that's not how it works. In my mind, I'm like, yeah, let's go back, let's try again. But we know that's not how it works. But all these sort of lessons came up to me as, what am I actually weighing my own child's autonomy and choice and setting up their framework for how they're going to make decisions in their life, and how then they're going to put that on their children or anybody around them. But then also, what us dangling the carrot around somebody can do to them, and then what they have to face when you say no. Um, all good lessons, but hard and rewiring too, because now I just see this entire situation much more complex than I thought it was. I thought, oh, we're just going to the dentist. But no, it was actually about giving her the space to choose. And that will be a lesson that I'm so grateful she gets to hold on to.